Ladies and gentlemen, it is Banter's episode 15 with the two villains and a gunner, Stefan, Anton, and
in one
Mustafa.
of our most awkward locations yet.
We're behind Banter, sitting on two crates.
Kids.
Anyway, two skids. Today we've got some NAS Celtic recap, MLS, as well as EPL. Today was a great day for EPL, especially for Aston Villa. Champions League closing up, CONCACAF final, great final, amazing finish, as well as the Voyageurs Cup, all is known as the Amway Canadian Championship, which we all know is a pile of crap.
Yeah.
So off the top, NASL standings as they are right now. Well, as of yesterday, tied for last, the Strikers in San Antonio.
Yay.
Edmonton cleared by 3 points in third last out of a 7-team league. Fighting for first, we got Carolina and Minnesota, Tampa Bay with 7, and then Atlanta with 6.
Yeah.
Upcoming matches, I don't know if this is today or tomorrow. Well,
today.
Today, all right. We got Tampa Bay, sorry, who's FCE?
Really? You didn't have this from last episode. Gee, what other Canadian teams in the MLS?
Sorry, Edmonton.
That's why he's the host guy.
Minnesota United against Carolina, San Antonio and Atlanta. Yeah, comments, predictions?
Tampa Bay's always one to watch. They won the league last year, and with the whole single table format this year, you sort of have to look at the top. And as we get closer to halfway through the year, the bottom sort of starts fading out in terms of do they have a shot of doing anything? Because without relegation, the bottom half just sort of games get more and more meaningless.
Exactly.
Yep. So it's a fight for the top now, and we have a couple teams with 1 point, right? So,
like we said, the Strikers in San Antonio, they're fighting for last right now.
Yeah, fighting for last.
Well, let's face it, Tampa Bay and Minnesota, they're one of the strong ones for a reason, not because they're in the final last year. They know how to play. They've been building for a while.
Yep.
They just don't bring over a bunch of players. Oh, you 11 are too old. Bring in a brand new.
Yeah, no, they're smart. They know where to find their players.
Exactly.
One of them has a former TFC player, Fouad Ibrahim, who's been doing a lot for them. I think it's Tampa, one of them. But Kevin Harms plays for Tampa. I know that, former TFC player. So they know what they're doing.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Although we were talking about it today, talking to, being in contact with the other supporters clubs around Canada.
Yep.
FC Edmonton and Toronto FC, their supporters are kind of scared for Ottawa.
Well, Toronto is.
Just because, Toronto's academy system started around the same time as their MLS club, right?
Yeah.
And then, 2005, 2 years prior to that, that's when the Fury and their academy system was, beginning as well. Basically from as young as, 12, 11, 10?
Yeah.
All the way up to PDL, USL.
No, Toronto is scared of us, though, for more than our academy. It's more on... It's more on...
getting a phone call.
Yeah, no, Toronto's more on... well, let's just put it this way. The first time Toronto FC played Edmonton, I was on the forums, and I'm like, thank God we didn't lose, that sort of thing.
Well, it was just... I remember watching that game because I was going, how are we playing this badly against Edmonton?
Yeah.
We're in a higher league.
It might be on my bed.
But of course it's TFC.
It's TFC.
So we don't know what's going on in general.
Yeah.
But I think we can do well. It's because they came out with the new format. They came out with the format and they stated, well, it's going to be the same for now. It can change, but in the end, the format
typical CSA response. It's going to be the same for now, but it can change.
Yeah. I like the idea, okay, fine. The two NASL clubs have to play off against each other to play the MLS.
And we all saw that coming.
Yeah, that was rumored 6 months ago.
It was rumored since day one. What do you mean 6 months?
Pretty much, yeah.
But what would be nice is if they took the FA Cup approach style.
Yeah.
Just draw.
And you know what the big, what they'll tell you when you suggest that, right?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. Well, so what? Then, in theory, if it's money, we should be playing Montreal, not the top of the league, which chances are, knowing our luck, will be Vancouver.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things of this is what we got.
That will be interesting to follow this year in MLS, who finishes on top, because we're going to get them if we beat Edmonton.
Exactly.
Right now it's Montreal, which will be sick.
Yeah, if it was Montreal, I'd have no problem because just to see the Impact fans come down and we'd still chirp them.
Yeah, and we'd go back with our newly
Our
painted
weird,
banners here.
ginormous flag.
Just so everyone knows, the reason we're sitting on crates is because we're watching paint dry right now.
Quite literally.
We the Bytown boys just created at least 3 new flags plus a banner. So we'll bust those out this year for PDL USL Fury matches.
Yeah.
So if you want to come see them, come to a match, please.
Yeah.
Actually, come to all of them.
Yeah, just don't come to one. Come to all. Like, honestly.
Having said that, we will not be at all.
So,
Yeah. No
well, we know we're gonna go see Canada and USA.
Yeah,
so let's
yeah,
skip
yeah.
out.
I'm allowed to miss 2 games. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, as long as you have footy-related excuse, it's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so on to the MLS scores as they stand right now. 77th minute, Philadelphia and Seattle are drawn at 2. San Jose Earthquakes, Montreal Impact in the 78th minute, second half. Montreal up 2-1.
Oh, so they might go 6-1-1.
Yeah. And then next is Columbus Crew and New York Red Bull. They're drawn at 0-0, 64th minute. Toronto has Colorado tonight at 9 p.m., as well as Real Salt and Vancouver, also playing at 9 o'clock this evening.
Yep. Real Salt Lake, Vancouver should be great. Cascadia.
I think I'm changed. Real Salt, Vancouver, Cascada.
Or, no, I screwed up, didn't I?
Yeah, it's Portland, Seattle,
Portland. All right.
Vancouver.
All right, I got my West Coast geography mixed up there. But
Just a bit of Central USA.
yeah, whatever.
Anyway, so tonight.
Toronto FC play Clint Irwin.
Yeah. So if anyone...
So knowing our luck, he's going to stonewall us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, knowing our luck, just wait till the 89th minute and he'll score for them.
No, he scored in the 90th minute against Windsor.
Yeah. TFC have been scored on in the 90th minute by a goalie.
Lots of times.
Yeah,
By a goalie,
Not just by a goalie, though.
This is nothing new.
Yeah. Well, if you've been counting, I think it's 5 of their last 7 games they've given up a goal in the 89th minute or past. So that's TFC.
Yeah.
Real Salt in Vancouver.
Real Salt Lake will win, I'm guessing.
No, Real Salt.
Nothing there. Montreal Impact up right now. They're having a great start.
79th minute now.
The thing is, though, how long can DeVio keep this up?
DeVio, yeah, he'll be shut. Well, question is, will MLS defenders shut him down eventually?
Someone's going to give him a dirty tackle, and something's going to happen.
Yeah, you can expect
They
that.
keep playing him in these striking positions, which he always should be, but
Yeah.
sooner or later, some young kid's just going to say, fuck you, and just do the dirtiest slide tackle, take the game suspension, just to get him out.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Sunday, we have Sporting Kansas against Chivas USA.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, we all know Chivas has a crappy, little to no support, even though they share the same stupid stadium as the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Bush League.
Yeah. And then, speaking of which, LA Galaxy's playing the Houston Dynamo tomorrow, so go Houston. But, so that makes it for MLS, at least any...
Yeah, what is it? Portland played New England on Wednesday. They drew. I watched a bit of it. It wasn't bad, but...
No, Portland, New England is... Portland is...
It's one of those things, like, I know I'm going to sound Euro snobbish, but...
Because you are a Euro snob.
I'm not going to really watch MLS games. I'll watch them, but...
No, I don't actually watch MLS games outside of either TFC or if another Canadian club's on, whatever, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
The only one I actually go for is TFC. I'll actually carve out a path and go watch the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on to EPL. Today, the mighty Villa came on in the dying moments, beat Norwich 2-1. Tottenham 1-0 over Southampton. West Ham and Newcastle drew 0-0. Reading defeating Fulham 4-2.
Wow.
Wigan won a game today. Boo.
Yeah. Piss.
They won 3-2
They
over West.
deserve to get relegated. I'm
No,
sorry.
you know what? They're going to avoid it again this year.
Yeah, a straight year. Like, either stay in mid-table or get out of it.
Or
Like,
just die.
yeah, one of those. Like, just don't keep doing this.
Well, at some point you have to buy a striker or someone that's going to make a difference.
I'm just gonna stay.
Yeah.
So
But if you're in EPL long enough, at some point someone will come. Kind of like you guys were talking today about
Benteke.
Benteke, someone who will want a starting role. So they can't move up to like your Arsenals or Man U's, Cities, Chelsea's, whatever. But someone who still wants to be an EPL starter, that's what they should be looking for right now.
People just want to. They're part of a national team. The national team's not that strong.
Yeah.
But they can show that
they can play with the best.
Exactly. That's what they need.
Yeah. So Wigan taking the match 3-2 over West Brom. Swansea and Man City, they draw 0-0.
Wow.
And the mighty Gunners defeating QPR 1-0.
Harry's.
Bye-bye, QPR.
Oh, I'm just laughing at Harry right now. Harry Redknapp's fucked.
And then tomorrow we've got Liverpool and Everton.
Let's go Everton. Everton's never won at Anfield underneath David Moyes.
Yeah.
Time to change that tomorrow.
Also, I want them to win so they can go to Europe and Liverpool stays in England.
Well, it's Liverpool. They're not exactly guaranteed wins anymore.
Yeah.
And Man United, who have who clinched first place, having to defeat Villa just to do it. So we had a hand in it.
3 offside goals.
They're playing Chelsea tomorrow. That's the only other match other than Liverpool Everton.
Well, before we continue, I got to remind people this 6-1. Yeah, Paul Di Canio. Take that. Villa Park's an easy place to go.
Yes. Well, we were talking about that. If there's one thing you don't say, it's your opponent's park is easy to play in because you're asking for shit to happen.
And speaking of the devil, Sunderland's playing Stoke on Monday.
Let's go Stoke. Well, Stoke will take them.
Yeah.
Sunderland,
Stoke is safe from relegation, I bet.
Yeah, but right now, the way the relegation fight's looking now, Villa is still in it, but not huge.
We're not choking like we were. We're not suffocating anymore.
Yeah, that's 5-goal. That now 6+ goals help our goal differential.
It's only -40 now.
No, and then you got Newcastle, who's on a slide. Norwich isn't doing that well either.
Yep.
Sunderland, and then you got Wigan.
Well, Norwich, even though we won, they suffered a heartbreaker because they got a penalty to tie the match.
Yeah.
Got
70th minute.
Yeah, they got it, and then somehow Gabby Agbonlahor, he had his jets turned on today, and Paul drove 2 goals for us, and then said, you know what, fuck you, we're winning, you know.
There's a reason that Gabby is one of the most expensive players in FIFA.
Yeah.
Because he has 96 pace.
Yeah, you don't get rid of him. You do not sell Gabby. It's ridiculous. You do not sell Gabby. You have him.
Yeah.
Don't sell him.
Just put Usain Bolt beside him, and you just.
That would be a good race to see, actually. And we know who'd win, but let's see how long he could
put him up against Twinkle Toes just to laugh.
Twinkle Toes will fall and pretend he's been shot in the arm when his knee's bleeding.
Star gun goes off, he gets shot.
Right in the kisser. In Champions League and UEFA, we got our German wish.
The German derby.
So we're going to have Dortmund and Bayern Munich going
The Germans are coming. The Germans are coming.
Where are they going, to Wembley?
Yeah, they're going to England. 2 German clubs in England. The Germans are coming. The Germans are coming. It's finally happened.
They've just snapped one day.
He
plays the football.
Mind you, Dortmund has done it the right way in general. Youth system, they just like in '97 they're going up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Like a portion is owned by the fans.
Yeah.
Them and Bayern Munich make the tickets cheap. I think the most expensive ticket at Bayern is about $40.
Nice.
That's the most expensive ticket at Bayern.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bayern Munich beat Team Messi-less.
7-0.
Yeah.
That was just a state. That was just a fuck you.
That says a lot about their team right there. They built it right around Messi, and as soon as you lose Messi, well, guess what? Now you have no team.
Yeah.
Even though it is Team Spain, but
the team needs that playmaker.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to make an American reference here, but to the NFL, it's just how the Indianapolis Colts did. They built the team around Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
As soon as they lost him and Henry got injured, they flopped, and they didn't do shit all year.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the
sorry.
risk you take when you build a team around one player.
And
Yeah.
I guess we
I'm
were
sorry,
talking
but
about the
that-
impact
but
on
that-
DeVayo.
But I
Yeah.
mean, there's that, and then I mean that's why I'm sorry, I keep bringing up my bias in Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But that's why I love them. It's because you know what, they work together.
Yeah.
They magnificently work together. If you see just our attacking line alone.
Oh, they found how to
just-
click.
Yeah.
They make these passes like wow. Just,
And that's good. That's you can replace skill with that kind of chemistry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. CONCACAF Champions League, great upset in Monterrey, defeating Santos Laguna.
I guess
Thank
CFC
you.
fans are happy.
I know I am.
Impact fans are happy as well, losing to Santos as well
Yeah.
when they were in the
Santos La Puta.
No, what was it? 4-2.
Yeah.
It was in the second leg. They go in 0-0. Santos is winning 2-1 at the half, and then Monterrey decides, okay, time to play.
Yeah.
There
Bam,
you
bam,
go.
bam.
Yeah. There's the door.
Will they
Bye.
hire Benteke for a half and get a hat trick?
Probably.
As well as Voyageurs Cup, TFC suffering 6-2 on aggregate to Montreal Impact. And you know what, Montreal, you deserved it because our team was shite.
Oh, I
it was
saw the
just-
highlights. Our back line was invisible, not there at all.
And
Fry had a terrible game. He's played 90 competitive minutes in the last year. It shows. We were talking a couple hours ago. You can now label Fry as injury prone.
Yeah,
His career, he had so much promise, but
he's injury prone. And that's-
yeah, no, he's the sort of goalie where you can sort of admire
I
it.
love Bendick. I really do. I like him as a goalie. I think he's really skilled, but I really hate the fact that we got rid of Hall.
Yeah.
Hall was looking even more promising to me from what I saw.
Yeah.
And
Well, there was a time when Fry looked really promising.
Yes,
We were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
Europe, Swiss League. He'll be a Swiss international one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But the guy's style is just slide into everything, which as a goalie you admire. Like, it's a
Yeah.
great trait for a goalie.
Yeah.
But when you just go in head first into tackles that you have no way of coming out of, you know.
Well, especially when the other guy's got at least half to 2 steps ahead, ahead of you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you're setting yourself up.
Yeah.
It's all on you at that point.
And just shout out to Montreal's Ultras for doing basically supporters around the country proud and showing your club that we take the Voyageurs Cup seriously.
Yep.
Because I sure as hell will next year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
If our club doesn't, if OSEC doesn't take it seriously, well, we're going to do what Montreal did.
Yeah, yeah.
We might be quiet for the whole game to really.
They actually had a moment of silence.
No, they did the first half was all quiet.
Yeah.
Montreal fans, the game we were watching on the last Banter, quiet the first half. Just
Yeah.
Dead silence.
Yeah. So great.
See, but this is what's good about Montreal is that they pour it on second half.
Yes.
You look at Aston Villa, you look at TFC.
Yeah.
I know I keep bringing these clubs up because we support them, but I mean,
Yeah,
I bring them up because I always watch their style, and
Exactly.
that's that. But
Yeah, yeah.
the point is, they always bring it on first half. So you think, oh, okay, now we could just put into cruise control, but what does the other team do? They start pouring it on. We're like, shit, now we don't know how to defend all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And so good on Montreal for reversing
And
that one.
Montreal actually, I don't know if it was their coach's plan all along, but he sort of took the first game easy, went for the draw, which was a bit risky, played a B team. I don't know if the supporters had an quote-unquote impact on this, but second game he actually started a good lineup.
Well-
And what won it was TFC's defense was shit,
Yeah.
but also the midfield battle was Bernier and Arnaud versus Osario and Becker. So like 27 years old, 31 years old MLS veterans versus 21 years old, 20-year-old. Granted Canadians, but still 21 and 20.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Well, I'm going to quote something from a movie because when it was 4-0, I texted Anton is, "We are fucked. I mean, elephant dick, up the ass, no reach around, John
that showed up
Bull."
on a banter once. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did put that clip on.
Well, people know. Yeah.
This is
Ironically,
a
it had to do with Villa.
Yeah,
yeah,
must have.
yeah,
It had to.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Must have been
Well,
after
well,
the-
while it was during the McLeish days.
No, we didn't.
It was after 8-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was after the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Must have
this
been.
year. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry.
'Cause we didn't
I did
have-
not mean to bring up Mick Useless.
Yeah. I need to go back to therapy now.
So I guess what's
Translation,
interesting
I need
is...
to go to a bar.
So TFC, when they go back to BMO Field, the supporters, what they do will be interesting.
I hope they do something like that.
I really
they
hope,
need to.
even in Edmonton, in Vancouver, I hope they take a page out of Montreal, because, and even us, for next year when we hit NASL, same thing. You know, I really admire
that first game back in Toronto, though, it'll be interesting. It'll be cool to see if there's any banners or stuff, just as a response from, because they were mad.
Yeah,
of course. Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like just
if you were supporting Montreal,
the vitriol going along online.
Yeah.
On the MLS pages.
Oh yeah.
Not the TFC pages, the MLS pages about Toronto from Toronto fans.
Yeah.
So the MLS might actually have to go to MLSE and say, you know what, you're bringing us the money. That's good. That's great. But
could you tone it down a little?
You're playing like shit.
Yeah. Well, the reason it hurts so much is because playoffs are done this year. With the amount of 90th minute goals they gave up, how many points have they dropped already?
Yeah.
So playoffs
too many to count. We lost it.
Yeah. So playoffs are gone. You've dropped way too many points.
Yeah. You'll be lucky to catch them back.
Yeah.
So keeping with the Voyageurs Cup, Vancouver Whitecaps and FC Edmonton. Vancouver coming out on top 5-2.
Yeah.
But
FC Edmonton was.
But we have to. I have to mention this. The score does not reflect FC Edmonton's fucking play and how hard they worked.
FC Edmonton were slightly hard done by reffing.
Yeah,
that first game, that's questionable penalty, questionable offside.
Questionable everything.
Yeah, and then second game, questionable red card.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any basis to this, but it's been suggested that the refs may have wanted Vancouver to go through.
You mean CSA, yeah.
CSA? Yeah.
Well, you don't, let's face it, I think if Edmonton went through, CSA might have to cough up some money to help them.
Yeah.
Right?
So?
If Edmonton made it to the Champions, but let's face it, how much money does CSA have?
Well, they're so horrible at making money that...
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's different.
So just call MLSC.
No.
You've got some secret stash. We all know that.
Yeah, but
come on, Bell. Come on, Rogers.
That's not
out
for
a
Edmonton.
cancellation contract fees.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we couldn't actually watch the Voyageurs Cup this week.
Yeah,
that's another thing we were going to... Thank you for the segues, guys.
That's what we're here for.
Next topic, TV rights for footy across Canada. So, Stefan.
Crap. Bring back CBC.
No, really,
Please.
tell me, how do you feel?
I'm sorry, you want the sport to grow. That's amazing. That's great. But as soon as it went to TSN, my question was, are you going to get... Okay, are all the games on TSN?
Or TSN 2? Yeah.
Well, I think I kind of figured it was going to be both channels anyway, because they have two channels.
Yeah, but...
So therefore, they can do more than one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. At the start, it was CBC and Sportsnet, and maybe Gold TV got maybe 2 games.
First year, yeah.
Yeah.
And then half of TFC's games were on Gold TV. But go on.
Yeah.
But CBC still put out a lot that they could, and they couldn't put it on because it was nighttime. Sportsnet carried it.
Yeah.
But guess what? Those are channels you get in basic cable.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God, people can watch it, get into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then,
And it was great. I mean, it's true what you're saying. Like, we used to go to the bar Saturday afternoon, go, pound a few pints, and then just watch some footy. And
I still remember Nigel Reid and Jason DeVos.
Yeah?
Yeah, great commentators.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I mean, they're still there, but they're on Sportsnet.
They're on Sportsnet. It's not the same. And Nigel Reid is with someone else.
TSN.
Jason DeVos is with Craig Forrest usually.
Sorry, Craig Forrest is on Sportsnet. DeVos is on TSN.
Yeah.
They're split up in the end.
But anyway, CBC had it going.
Yeah.
But then now with the
World Cup and NASL.
MLSE coming in now with being bought by Bells and Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet this. When you buy your cable package, you have to pay extra for TSN. Then you have to pay extra for TSN 2.
Yeah.
And then extra for Sportsnet 1. I'm sorry. As much as I love my footy, it is not worth that much money a month to watch MLS
For
level.
I mean, I know, like, people say, well, it's only $5 a month, but I mean, that adds up.
Exactly. And MLSE was doing that with Gold TV. There was a time where if you wanted to watch...
Gold TV's even worse.
There was a time if you want to watch TFC, you have to buy Gold TV. And in Toronto, it was easier to watch the Whitecaps than it was TFC.
Yeah,
which was ridiculous.
See, that's what I don't get. I mean, even the locals couldn't have access to it.
Yeah, that's the problem is, let's face it, the only reason why this game became popular all over the world was that the locals could go to it.
Yeah.
The locals could listen to it. You bring a local radio station, they'd cover it, no problem. I went looking through Toronto to see they were broadcasting the game. No one on the radio. I went looking through Montreal radio stations. None of them were broadcasting the game.
Yeah.
It was what CSA wanted, Sportsnet won, and TVA in the East. I don't know what it was in the West. I know Sportsnet won, but I don't know what's the other one.
Oh, TVA actually carries Montreal games.
TVA is French, aren't they?
Yeah. TVA, sorry.
Yeah, but it's still one of those things of, you want people to watch this? Put it on accessible networks.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If kids start watching it because mommy and daddy can't afford or don't want to get all that extra packaging because they don't want their kids watching too much TV.
Yep.
Guess what? They might get interested. Then guess what? They want a jersey. Okay, there's money in your pocket. Guess what? They want to go to a game. So let's say mommy and daddy live in Oshawa. They got to take Johnny down to Toronto. So they got to take the GO train.
Yeah.
So there's money already being invested.
Yep.
Then they got to go eat somewhere.
Yeah.
So there's more money going to the economy.
Yeah.
Then they go to the game.
The local.
Johnny gets hungry, so he's got to buy an overpriced slice of pizza for $6.
Yes.
He gets thirsty, so there's a $3 can of pop.
Yep.
Dad wants a beer, so he's got paid $14 for a shit Budweiser.
Yeah.
So,
That's in a shot glass.
Yeah. So it's things like this. Is you got the way the media works now is they no longer care what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
If the egg's not there, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it's not just kids. Like, for myself, I know if CBC didn't have Toronto FC, I would not have been as exposed. I wouldn't be as big a fan.
No, I knew it
Neither
existed.
would we.
Yeah.
I knew it existed, but I didn't really.
If you didn't get exposed to it through CBC, it would have just been...
Well, I mean, the way it kind of happened with us was, the first year we didn't really get into it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until Stefan's father bought him the away jersey from, was it first year or second year?
First year.
First year.
Nice.
And so we're bound to them since.
Cool. The way I got into it, it took me like 4 games or so. I wasn't here since day one, like a lot of Red Patch boys claim, but it was the supporters just watching a game and hearing the supporters, the Red Patch boys.
Well,
that
that's
looked like
how
fun.
we decided we were going to a game. We started watching TFC chants during World Cup final.
He started watching TFC Champs Tour.
And you joined me, and we're like, we got to go to a game. We got to go. I bought 2 tickets that week. I didn't know if Anton was coming with me or not. I didn't know where I was staying, where I was going. I just knew I was going.
Yeah.
That's it.
Who was it against?
San Jose.
San Jose Earthquakes.
Cool.
And we lost 3-2. Well, actually, we were down.
Of course we lost.
We were down 3-0. We came back with 2.
We were.
Oh,
we
it
were
was
one,
that game, eh?
It was
3-1?
1-0, 2-1, 2-2, then 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
It was.
I think it was a loss. You know.
Anyway, it was a loss, but it was a hard-fought game. It was one of the few that they've ever had. And
it rained.
It rained. And
Who was the coach?
Was it before Banter?
2010.
Brecky?
Probably.
2010, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, TFC.
Yeah, I really paid attention.
Anyway, there's I'm pretty sure Del Rosario scored a goal.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the infamous Czech.
Oh, right, that.
goal.
Was it that game? I think
Yeah,
it was
it
after.
was. It was that game.
What's his name? The guy who was behind Diro in that picture. It's like the most famous thing he's ever done with TFC, be in that picture.
Oh, no, it's the TV rights thing. I've read some things coming from the States. The MLS is worried about TV broadcasting in Canada. It may have increased, but it's decreased.
Yeah.
Well,
the way they do it is it's all money, right? CBC just couldn't afford to keep bidding with TSN, so TSN got it. TSN was either going to be good or bad, because TSN can make a sport popular single-handedly. The reason our World Junior Hockey Championships is popular is because TSN wanted them to be popular when they got them.
Yep.
That's hockey.
So they could have done the same thing with MLS, though, if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah. So.
I mean, that's why, honestly, no, you're right. It's why a lot of people follow a lot of sports in Canada, because TSN, once in a while, I mean, they carry everything from basketball, baseball, football, golf, NASCAR, F1, name it. They put it on and people watch and people get into it. And it's the same thing with MLS.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to our good friends from Street Soccer Ottawa, from also the branch from Street Soccer Canada, Shannon and Melissa. This question was brought up by, what was it, Shannon?
Melissa. Oh, yeah, Shannon.
Shannon.
We're as organized as ever.
Yeah, that's normal.
Basically, she brought up, this is her question I'm asking on her behalf.
All right.
Where do you see the MLS in 10 years from now?
Yeah, that was an awesome question that we raised.
Yeah, we said we had to put... And she's right, like, if they keep going, like, let's bring all these stars over from Europe, Where are they going to be in 10 years?
Well, they'd go down the same path as the old NASL did.
Yeah, I understand the MLS is trying to keep their U.S.-born players.
Yeah.
Which is good. You want to see
You're
that.
keeping U.S.-born players by bringing all these imports?
Yeah.
A lot of them do want to. That's what you need to get. You need to get U.S.-born players who are good enough for Europe, but will stay just to make the league better.
Yeah.
Breck Shea would be an example. His whole Stoke situation, I don't know what happened with him, but if he stays in MLS, Breck Shea would be a good...
Yeah, but it's things like that. It's like you don't force them not to go. You let them make
No, they have to stay based on their own choice.
Yeah.
Because they think it would be good for their career.
Yeah, like if it's great for the career, that's amazing, but let's face it. The more imports you bring over, the less local talent you can grow.
Yeah, that's true.
So why are you going to bring them over? We've talked about this before. Like, it's where I hate the MLS for it because it's... Come on. I don't need you to bring over a David Beckham, a Robbie Keane.
Speaking of that, I don't know what happened to the whole Gerrard to LA rumors. Or was it Lampard?
Lampard was rumored.
I think Gerrard was the other one.
Yeah. Ronaldinho was rumored.
Yeah, everyone's rumored.
Ronaldinho, really?
To LA, yeah.
Oh, God.
Please, Pele's 6-year-old son was probably rumored.
Yeah.
Like, next thing you know, Messi's rumored to go to LA. Like, name a player that were rumored to go to LA. Benteke's rumored to go to LA.
Oh, fuck.
That would see his career go down the hill.
If Benteke ever went to an American club, I would disown him on the spot. Never mind all the help he's done for, Belgium soccer and for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't go down there. You're asking for trouble. You're making a fool of yourself in a league.
It's like, would you rather have steak tonight or have a tub of lard?
Yeah, it's...
But, compare MLS today to where it was 5 years ago and 10 years ago. Compared to 5 years ago, they're 1,000 times better. Compared to 10 years ago, they're 10,000 times better. 10 years ago, you'd wake up in the morning, pick up a paper, you're half expecting the headline to be MLS is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 years ago, wake up, same thing, you're sort of half expecting to see that headline. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, if I see MLS is folded, that would be a shock.
Yeah.
So, we hate them for a lot of reasons, but one thing they're good at is surviving.
They are good at surviving. The problem is, though, they can only survive so long, bring over all this talent.
Yeah. So the next step...
That's the thing. It's like, okay, dudes, if your survival is only based on the fact that you're bringing in all these import players, all right, but really you're telling the public, no, we want American-bred or North American-bred players to play in a North American-made league.
Yeah.
All right, I'm all for that. So actually follow through. But
it would be time.
If you're just gonna keep saying it, and instead what your actions say is no, I'm gonna pick so and so from Europe and wherever in the world, or even Africa or Asia. Well, seriously, dude,
what might happen to MLS is they might end up being a developmental league for all of CONCACAF, not just the U.S.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because what Honduras is doing, I know, is their best players play in the Honduran league. If you're better than the Honduran league, you play in MLS. It's great for the national team because their players are on the same continent. Their best players. Their core is that they have a lot of chemistry. So Honduras is using MLS better than the U.S. is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's...
but no, the next step is, and I said this last time.
This is how Monterrey and Santos Laguna ended up in the final.
Yeah. The next step would be, and I brought this up last time, is Don Garber said, he says a lot of things, but one thing he said is in 10 years, he wants 50 Breck Sheas running around MLS.
Yeah.
If that happens, the league will survive.
Well, what the league needs to do is... what the league needs to do is kick CSA in the ass and say,
I think
CSA,
a lot of people need to kick CSA in the ass.
You need a bare minimum of 5 Canadian-born players.
Yeah,
and
then Vancouver picks up the rule book.
I think it goes beyond that. I don't think it's just the governing bodies. I think what the league should do is just kick the players in the ass.
Yeah.
The local players specifically.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all right, well, you're trying out for this team. Well, you better be in it for these reasons, the quote-unquote right reasons.
Yeah.
If not, well, fuck you. There's
if you're
the
in
door.
it to play football, come and play football.
No, but I mean,
let's face it,
play and be proud of your American route or Canadian route, playing in the MLS. And
are you telling me if Villa's nearing the form to get into Champions League, you're an amazing striker, and they come to you, and you're 24 and say, we want you? You being a huge Villa fan, what would you do? Hey, honestly.
If I was a pro,
like most people, they'd probably just go for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm trying to make MLS eat their words here, because they're trying to promote the fact that we want local players.
Yeah.
And
well, half the problem is,
if you want the local players, kick the players in the ass so that you actually get that mentality in them, so that all they want to do is really, when they come out into media scrums and say, well, yeah, I want to help American soccer, I want to help Canadian soccer grow.
Yeah.
Well, fucking show it.
Yeah. Well,
what's happening with the clubs, though, is they want to be competitive. And like it or not, the U.S. can admit this or they can't, but it's a fact. The U.S. actually doesn't have the talent to compete with internationals now.
They don't.
And it's going to be a process to develop it, but if they're committed to developing it, it'll happen. And at some point, you do want the core of the league to be American and Canadian.
Look at Korea's, look at Japan's, look at Australia. Australia's got a league, I think, as young as MLS.
Younger. They started in 2005,
As
I think.
crappy as the football is, even look at Africa.
Yeah.
But mind you, they play in the streets there, no problem.
Well,
And even South America.
some of the best countries in the world play in the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, we can't play in the streets. We might.
We might trip and fall and
I was
get
told not
scraped.
to play in the streets because of rooting the ball.
Yeah.
That's why I was told not to play in the streets.
Yeah.
So we used a tennis ball.
So before we transition, I guess now would be a good time to bring up the whole MLS goal of the week that we were.
Yeah.
So Toronto FC is a strange creature. It's like it's this what's the word? Just two-sided, two-faced monster type of thing. Where on the one hand they're complete shit, but on the other,
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But on the other, like, you can't help but support. Like, for me, I know I've been supporting them for a while. I'm a fan. You can't help but there is pour passion into them, right? Because they are doing the right. They're at least putting an effort to do the right thing for developing the game in this country.
Developing players.
Yeah. So with that, congrats to it was Jonathan Osorio last week, 20-year-old who last year played in CSL with SC Toronto. They found this kid, signed him, Canadian, hopefully Canadian international one day.
That's all we're hoping for is Canadian, please.
Yeah. Well, he'll commit, I'm sure. And no, it was a nice goal. Went up in front of the supporters to celebrate. So things like that is what TFC is amazing at. It's just, and I suppose we were talking about it with the whole: do we actually have talent to compete with international level talent? Do we have American talent to do that? Like, would clubs be able to sort of develop players and stay competitive? TFC is trying. They're not the most competitive on the planet, but at least TFC is one of the few clubs that are actually doing things.
Like, just reading on MLS, TFC's got the only one that has a working academy system.
I am not surprised.
With
Impact do as well. Whitecaps have a huge residency.
Yeah, this is why Ottawa at least from the management side of things, Ottawa is expecting a successful first year.
Yeah.
They're not,
because we do have a tradition in USL PDL, in doing really well and being successful and not losing that many. When it comes to playoffs, but again. It just comes down to the youth academy systems, and we've already got a well-established one here. So you know what, NASL is going to be a nice gradual step up.
Well, one thing TFC realized when they came in is Ontario has a lot of talent. It's just untapped.
Yeah.
They're going to lose Ottawa now because we have Ottawa.
Yeah.
But Daniel Henry came out of Canada. Nick Lindsay, I think. Ashton Morgan, they have a goal. So they are developing. It'll be interesting to see where this talent goes in a few years.
Yeah, it'll be good to see it because, let's face it, if we can get more players slowly developing.
Yeah. Alberta, same thing with FC Edmonton. Like, I'm honestly, I can comfortably say we have world-class talent here. It's just, up till now, it's been untapped.
Yeah, there's now somewhere for them to go besides trying to make it over in Europe.
Yeah.
Where they more or less settle down, get a family, and they're able to play over there.
And again, if you want your sport that you fell in love with to grow in your country, well, play in your country and show that passion. Actually work towards that. Don't just be a selfish bastard and say, well, I've got a chance over here in a different country and I could get capped with them as well, blah blah blah, because of one parent who whatever. I'm sorry. Like,
speaking of which,
just put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Hoyle can now say bye-bye to his English dream, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not going to be an English player at all. 2 teams, 2 straight relegations.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
FIFA talking of reducing Europe and South America spots from World Cup qualifying from 19, 13 from Europe, 6 from South America. Stefan?
Well, it's max 6 from South America.
Max 6, yeah.
Max 13 from Europe.
Yeah.
But I know what he's going on about because Asia's got such a
Who's
huge
this?
set bladder, so he's a bit of a senile.
Yes.
But
Bit.
but let's face it, which countries play this like it matters something to them? It is the two areas that he's talking about taking away the game from. Where's the best teams, club teams in the world?
Yeah, Europe and South America.
Yeah. They grow players on trees there. It's more or less every third pregnancy. I don't care. He's going into this nursery. It's a villa nursery. It's fucking
We had Voyagers joking about that. Just go to England, get some babies, and make them Canadian internationals.
yeah. Like every third parent in whatever town it is has to get out their child.
Yeah.
Like that's how they do. But it's just
So we're going to have the MLS adoption agency.
yeah. Yeah. Why not? Could be interesting.
Yeah.
Actually.
I think what's I don't know if Sepp was getting at this, but if you look at percent of teams that made it to the knockout rounds of the last World Cup, South America, I think, had 5 out of 5 go through.
Yeah.
But the lowest, I think, was Europe, 40-something%. So Europe sends the best countries, I guess, in the World Cup, but they send a lot of what
Yeah, they send 3/4.
well, they
half.
just junk countries,
Yeah.
quote unquote. And I guess Asia would have a legit request for more because they're starting to send more competitive countries. Africa as well, I think, did pretty good in the last World Cup, and I have, 5 spots?
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
you know what? I was really impressed the last World Cup with South Africa with their first match.
Yes,
getting
I
that
remember
one
that.
dart of a goal against. Was
Sifwe
against Mexico,
Shabalala,
right?
yeah, against Mexico.
It was-
no,
still
you're
remember.
right. They weren't in the group with Mexico.
I'm pretty sure
It
it was
was the
against
first
Mexico.
match against them.
I'm pretty sure it was against Mexico.
Yes.
No,
same.
it was France against Uruguay.
France?
No, South Africa and France were in the same.
Wikipedia. That's it.
And it was Mexico. Yeah, you're right. It was Mexico, first match of the whole thing, and then that dart that went opposite corner, top shelf.
Sifwe Shabalala, and the goal celebration was...
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then that's when it was the first day of Vuvuzelas.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he played for Everton at the time, I think. Was it Everton? He played in the Premier League. Now he
Okay.
plays in the South African League.
Oh, okay.
So good for the South African League. Like, it developed after that World Cup. It's in
Well-
FIFA now, at least 2 teams are.
Well, hey.
That's how we're judging everything now. It's-
That's how I judge leagues. Is it in FIFA or not? The one exception is the Argentinian League, because it's not in FIFA, but it's
yeah,
good.
but you got a friggin' the Saudi league.
No, the Saudi League was put in for money. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
exactly. No, but again, well, they are growing. Use your Confederations Cup to determine. Don't say, well, Europe should give up some countries, so should South America. All right, fine. South America, let's face it, yeah, you got half of the table going through.
True. That's always the big thing against South America. It's
Honestly,
like,
Half the table goes through. So I can understand.
I think, well, don't they base it on how many countries are in the continent to begin with?
yeah,
Yeah.
they do. But they also base it on things like FIFA rankings, I think, and how
which
well you do
is
in World
totally
Cups.
made up. Like,
Made up, but I mean, it's more or less within plus minus 30. It's semi-accurate. So,
No, it's just one of those things of, again, I like North America's version, CONCACAF's version.
yeah,
Like the 3 different qualifying stages.
yeah,
Let the minnows work themselves out.
yeah.
Because
I just want North America to push it closer to the World Cup. Like,
Yeah.
I want Canada to get eliminated now instead of last October.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
But mind you, they set it up.
Actually,
Each qualifying is 1 year before the World Cup, so I don't see it. It makes sense. This is the hex right now. Once the hex is completed, next year's the World Cup.
Yeah.
It works.
No, it's just we had this discussion before, but you want your midweight countries, just have them sort of just to keep interest up, have them play closer to the tournament itself, like knock them out, but have them still around,
yeah,
sort of thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's-
that's why I like Africa the best. It's that hex they call the Deca, I guess. It's
Yeah.
10 countries.
They just go.
Anyway, we're talking about this. Paul, or what's his name? Ryan Nelson was asked why he started Daniel Henry. He's like, because he's a Canadian international. He's good.
I saw
Did
that.
you watch Honduras?
Yeah. Like I remember the Panama game I was at. The best line I heard. Oh, I said our defense doing really well. Here, one guy. You notice there's no TFC players on the back line.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Good. Keep it up. We don't want. He's a Canadian international. I don't know if you saw this. I think it was going around on Twitter. Did anyone tell Ryan Nelson that Canadian international does not equal quality player? I would love to see us do well, but I don't buy this. Well, he's Canadian, so you have to play him. Well, you got a team, and if he doesn't play well, he doesn't play well.
That goes back to what we were hoping for with CSA, you know, put a certain amount of Canadians on Canadian teams.
We had it, but Vancouver went...
Yeah, I want the Asians instead.
Yeah, went and cried like a little bitch. And then probably filed some lawsuit against their human rights and international code of conduct and probably all of this crap that CSA is going, how do we work this out?
I'll bet you the half of Vancouver that was bitching and complaining was the Asian people.
Yeah. Hey, and sorry, you're not Canadian. What was the requirement? 3?
It was 3.
3 out
I
of
think
their
it still is 3.
3 out of their 23-man roster?
Yeah.
That's
the only
a joke.
the only real Canadian they have is T-Bert. The other 2 are Canadians only in like international law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's...
Although apparently Gershon Kofi, his name is, he wants, as soon as he's eligible, he wants to play for Canada.
Which is good.
Please. We need the help.
Oh, we could use him. I think his other country is Ghana.
Oh, take him. Take
Yeah.
him. Take him.
Ghana, actually, before 2010, what was it? 06?
Yeah.
The last one? I think Ghana was in that one, weren't they?
Yeah?
I think so.
06?
They were in a recent one. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the last one, we all know what they did. Landon Donovan still remembers that.
Yeah.
Prince.
Anyway, coming up next week, finally, the Bytown boys are going to see some footy action in FC Gatineau.
About fucking time.
In FC
Yes.
Gatineau in their exhibition match. Do we
No, their
know?
home game.
Oh, it's
Home opener for them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Last some
The
shot.
Bytown boys are going to go see the home opener for FC Gatineau next week. And, yeah, do we even know who we're playing? That's option.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter who we're playing.
Yeah, this is a Quebec League. 17s, 1 in the Ottawa area. The rest are all in the Montreal area. There's one team, they stole the logo from the EPL.
Nice.
Their logo is the EPL logo.
Which team?
I don't know. You
What
gotta
was
look.
what logo? Do you,
The Lion, the EPL logo,
Oh.
Barclays EPL logo. They
Nice.
stole that logo. Wow. I shit you not. Go look it up. You'll laugh your ass off.
Well, we were talking TV rights. One thing I love about like Quebec League and NASL is all the games are streamed.
Yeah.
You can watch any game you want online for free.
Yeah, and I hope
Beautiful.
CBC takes that opportunity with the
Please,
NASL.
please,
Yeah.
please.
Like, even Roger. Even if
So on that note, I will actually post at least highlights of Gatineau's first game. It was away somewhere in Montreal. It was a 2-1 win for them. Yeah. I'll post that on our page, so at the very least we'll know which team we're supporting when we get there.
what colors they're wearing.
But yeah, FC L'Assomption, which, by the way, L'Assomption is the actual name of the town they're from.
It's a suburb in Montreal or
So
something.
they're called Assume.
it's way out.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm
I
going
looked
to
it up on a map.
assume. Hey, où tu vas? Je vais à l'Assomption.
Yeah. But this Quebec League is exactly what the CSA was talking about with the whole just outsourced the
Well, you
our
know
leagues to the
what? They're
province.
going to have to start somewhere. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I understand they wanted to start developmental leagues across the country in certain provinces.
Yeah.
We all know it's BC, Ontario, Quebec, maybe one more. But other
Alberta.
than that,
Yeah, Alberta's next.
Yeah.
other than that, honestly, you're going to have to start somewhere. And when you
Yeah.
start, it's going to be shit. So don't expect the best right off the
No,
bat.
Yeah.
But you know
but
what?
it's already
Give it a few years, and hopefully we might actually have, again, like where we were wishing for, Canadian-born people who want to play for Canada.
Yeah.
So make it almost as, or if not as competitive as people who want to play for the World Junior team in hockey.
Yeah, and then you relieve some of the jobs off of the academies of the MLS. Like,
Yep,
And
that's true.
and then think of all the involvement for all these clubs across the country.
you increase your
Well,
selection pool.
MLS academies would just choose players off the
but
developmental
it's
leagues.
still-
There's the exposure, there's the development, there's the talent pool, everything.
Instead of one McDonald's to choose for, you have 5. I still don't know why you choose McDonald's, but
Because there's another 5 at Tim Hortons between each McDonald's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
here's a great. You know what we need right here? Another Starbucks.
Now, we mean no harm by this, but with all the Starbucks, all the Tim Hortons, and McDonald's in one concentrated area, there must be in every pocket of this country that has all of these
qualified
things.
worker.
They honestly must have a lot of people with Alzheimer's because they're the only group of people that would make this joke work.
Mind you, Tim Hortons downtown. There's 2 in the Rito Center and 1 across the street.
2 along Bank Street. They're like almost a block apart. Just
But mind you, I understand the one at Rito Center.
All right.
well.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway.
we're back on topic. Nothing's changed. Yes.
No. I think we're fine. We're good.
I guess.
So FC Gatineau, we've got our new flags and banners. I know PDL's right around the corner too.
Yeah.
Including some exhibition matches.
The one we were talking about last week, May 11th, got canceled.
Cancelled
No reasons were told.
But they were replacing
because
it, weren't they?
the reps
Yeah.
won't speak.
No,
They
they
were
know
bring-
not to speak to me.
Yeah. They were going to bring in another team on May 11th, weren't they?
Yeah.
We had the Fury coach comment on our group, and I thought they, I don't know if they're going
O'Kane?
to.
No, it was the assistant coach.
Assistant coach.
Mark
Lapointe.
Lapointe. Remember he got in a tussle with that other coach, and then coach got the red card?
Yes.
We sang him off. We serenaded him as
Yeah.
he
Mark
walked over.
Lapointe's the short, stocky guy?
No, that's Stephen O'Kane.
No, I know who Stephen O'Kane is. I'm talking the guy with the black hair.
Yeah. He's
That's
a
him?
Habs fan, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy. He's got some fire in his belly. Holy crap.
Kane the fatal.
No, I'm serious. Kane is calm water compared to this assistant coach we're talking about. Look,
Yeah.
Mark Lapointe, I salute you.
I think you have to be if Mark's your assistant coach. No insult to Mark.
Because honestly, I don't want to be on Mark's bad side. We've seen it, and it was, wow, that was a gong show.
Yeah.
It was great. It wasn't the Gong Show. That was our last one of our boots in the scars.
Yeah.
That set a whole new bar and level of gong show.
Mind you, it was great when we were kind of insulting Jeff underneath the.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, so exhibition matches for both clubs, as well as the actual
Well,
season.
they have one on May 18th
Okay.
against some AAA Quebec team that won it.
Hey, AAA soccer.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So
Getting
for-
exposed to the local shit. I love it.
So
Speaking of local shit, we're going to see the Ottawa Royals.
It's a royal shit down the drain.
Mustafa's one-liners are just growing. Just keep them coming. That's it.
Just like a gunner. Anyway,
Fires in the hole.
that's Wenger's line.
No, he's French.
I thought he... Oh,
He's not German. He's French.
but with a name like Wenger, when it's a W, I'm sorry.
Winter.
Yeah, he's probably born near the German border. Like,
True.
Yeah.
you ever thought of that? Like, honestly.
Maybe he's Flemish.
See, there's
The
a bunch.
transplant was complete and successful, but in order for him to remain in Arsenal, he has to take drugs for the rest of his life.
Well, if you want to be with Arsenal, you have to be on drugs.
Anyway, so like I said, we've got the exhibition matches coming up. We've got PDL coming up, as well as June 2nd, women's friendly, also dubbed as the rematch, Canada versus USA.
Yeah.
Women-
It's a friendly only in name.
Yeah. It's a friendly,
But
sure.
it's gonna be an unfriendly, like the morning of when everyone wakes up. I hate your guts.
Yeah, we go by the stadium, all the American fans are in there. Oh yeah. We'll start chanting right away. We won't wait for the players to hit the pitch. We'll be just going.
No, just go.
Yeah, we're not going to full 90 this time. We're going to full 120.
Yeah.
We just increased it.
Exactly.
We set the standard.
Any other announcements?
Oh, we got the nice banner going down. Of course, everyone knows the first Sunday of every month we have our supporters meeting at the
That's
Georgetown.
tomorrow.
Yep, 7 o'clock, Georgetown Pub. Hockey's on, so you can watch some hockey and talk footy if you want.
Be there, be there, be there.
If you don't, oh well, you miss on some stuff.
On Sunday.
We're going to try and figure out what's going to happen because most of us are going to be gone down to Toronto for that June 2nd game, so we might just push it to the next Sunday.
So our banner says Bytown Boys on tour.
Yep, that banner is nice and dry now. It's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
They all look beautiful, actually.
we just
Yeah.
Some of our best work.
Not to be self.
Well, it's true. I'm sorry. It actually is. I'm sorry if I do. I am full of myself today. You know what? Fuck you.
fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Yes.
What did that horse ever do to you?
Absolutely nothing. But I'm gonna shit on the horse for shitting on me, and say, you know what? Those flags are the best fucking thing we ever produced, other than some new chants. Anyway,
The funny thing is, iTunes hasn't got back to me about it. They're probably going, how do we let these guys on? They're off topic. They swear too much. They bring out the worst jokes. They're just be going, well, fine, put us on cable TV. You'll fit right in.
yeah, right with the high school sports.
Yeah, you can get rid of Glee or something like stupid like that, right? Like Survivor. No one really gives a shit about that anymore, right?
No, not anymore.
American Idol. That's who we can replace. American Idol.
We'd be much better.
Chant idol.
Yeah.
Supporters idol.
Yeah, exactly. Supporters groups got to show up. They think they're supporters groups, so they got to go in, and then if you win, you get like
imagine
X amount of money. Like you get $100,000 for the group.
Imagine the
Yeah.
audition episodes. That'd be great. Anyway, so this is episode 15 of the Banter, featuring the 2 villains in Vanier plus 1 gunner. Here in the back of Boncourt, in some industrial part of town.
We're improving. It's better than Loblaws.
We're sitting on 2 bloody skids. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, group
We're
funds went to the banners this week.
We're surrounded by, nothing but a junkyard. Let's see, a few parked 18-wheelers, no front ends, skids.
And for the record, we did not drip paint on them today.
It's nothing but, warehouses.
You're right, we did. Just residential.
Just, it's a big, it's an industrial part of town. Anyway, so this is Anton signing off. Thank you to all the listeners for sticking with us. And, please spread the word about, what's coming up. If you guys are listening, please tell your friends. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at BytownBoysSC. BytownBoys.webs.com is our website, has both our Facebook and Twitter handles. I know Mustafa and I are going to start getting back into the swing of blog writing.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I'm looking at Anton here. I'm not looking at Mustafa.
I really don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think of other things, but I'm sure we've covered
I'm
everything.
sure a lot of people find this annoying. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, God.
A lot of people find us annoying, so we need a banner that says no one likes us, we don't care.
No one likes us. No one likes us.
No one likes us and we don't care. Yeah. Anyway, so that's episode 15. Thank you very much. Good day.
Bye.